want to join that way.
Did you know today is 6 months to midterm? May the 3rd to November the 3rd. The political machinery is just deciding what the election's about. The next 6 months are successfully framed around economic anxiety. Democrats win. If we get dragged into a cultural dumpster fire, the Republicans win. May is just the month the campaigns print the menu. The voters get to decide what to order in November. We're live with some Mozart because it's Sunday. It's Sunday Serendipity, and Katie's here. We got some of our Mozart from last week, actually, because we had a little meltdown on trail mix this morning. On
Sorry, my dog just shook and she hit her head on my desk. If you heard a thud, that was Winnie. Honey, baby, get out of there, silly girl. Sorry about that.
Anyway, I love this video here. I'm going to play this. This is that trainer for the horse that won the Derby yesterday.
Yep.
First woman trainer in the Kentucky Derby. Watching her get excited about watching her horse win.
As they arrive into the final furlong, O'Sally is also gaining ground on the far outside as they come to the last 16 of the line.
That is pure excitement.
I got some StreamYard. Hold on. I got it.
Hey, Jamie's trying to get in or something. What's wrong, Jamie? You can't get in? Oh, there's Jack.
Click. It won't let me post it.
Jack's here, but now Jamie's trying to get in. You can't click in, Jamie? You can't click in? What's happening?
I don't know. I just tried to put the link to get to StreamYard, and it says this comment has failed to post to Craig's trail mix. What the heck is happening?
There's weirdness out there this morning. We're getting there. We're getting back. Here's
Well, I got on the regular.
There's the link, Jamie.
Just now.
Did you get on trail mix just now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I came from trail mix.
Yeah, it's working its way back through, and not all servers are serving yet. We had here comes Jamie.
There's Jamie.
We're getting too
I agree.
Here. What's that, Jack?
We're getting too radical. We're apparently of the internet gods.
Yeah. I was just playing this trainer, Jamie. Did you see this earlier? I just love watching her get excited about her horse, about Golden.
I saw it.
Watch her go. She is just. It's just fun to watch somebody get that excited.
O'Sally is also gaining ground.
That's the trainer for Golden. What was the horse? Golden. What is it?
Golden Tempo.
Yeah.
Golden Tempo. Yeah. That's the trainer.
That completely blew away our efforts. Move your Fluminars.
That was quite a race. I thought
it was one of the more exciting horse races I've seen in a long time.
Me too.
I agree.
Uh-oh, what's Agri done? Where is he? Agri. I lost all my money at the Derby, put it all on Smack My Ass Daddy.
Oh, goodness.
I've got last week's Sunday serendipity up here because when I got started, I wasn't sure if I haven't been able to check the copyright on today's yet because I've been so busy getting trail mix working again.
I can't remember.
Oh, goodness.
I have
Usually
never
if
seen a
usually
derby
if
race
it's one of the European.
that's so totally messed up. You know,
What?
they got in that god awful bunch at the front when they first came
Yeah.
out, trying to get around each other, and you know,
Yeah.
older
And you
people
had-
just took.
I thought it was
advantage of it.
interesting. The winner, when they came out of the gate, was so far behind that you would assumed he'd never catch up.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
he
mean,
avoided
he
the
went
crush
from-
and went
And
around
he did it
the
all on the outside of the track.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, he ran the longest race of any horse in the field.
Well, yeah, there for a minute, I thought he was going to leave the track and go up in the stands or something. He was like, he was almost going sideways.
Yeah, I think he just said, "I'm not getting in that mess."
Yeah, I'm getting out of that.
Yeah, there was about 3 seconds where it looked like my horse was going to start advancing and catching.
I
up
saw
with the
that.
lead.
I was noticing that because your wager.
And then all those others just kind of blew right on past him like he was standing still.
Yeah,
Well, it was a
Yeah.
fun derby.
it really was. It was especially good. It seemed like, and I
don't
had
know.
a.
Yeah, I don't know if Golden Tempo's going to come back for the Belmont and Preakness. That was a rough race.
I noticed the owner did not commit to that when they asked the owner about it. I guess the owner's a woman also, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
And lately, that
Women's-
has been the trend to not bring the horse back that fast, to go ahead and skip it. Plus, it's being held at a new racetrack because the current track, the old track, is being completely refurbished.
Oh.
So you've got an unfamiliar track that they've never run on, these horses, and coming back that fast is hard on a horse to begin with.
Right.
So she
Well, maybe
may.
they spread them out.
Well, that's been the talk, that they really should not stress these horses that much, but that would
Right.
upend decades of tradition. So
Well, you also have to think of decades of tradition, but also the health of the horses.
yeah, and all of the tracks are now under HISA, which has
Right.
reduced the number of deaths in horse rating by half, and getting
Huh.
lower every year. That's
Huh.
one of the reasons they scratched Great White so fast.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, no way to evaluate him that fast with the horses in the gate, and we don't know if he's injured, and we're not taking the risk.
Right.
Get him out of here.
Right.
Huh.
We don't want another
now what-
Barbaro thing.
Now,
Yeah.
what happened with that horse that like tipped over? That was bizarre.
That's Great White. That's what I'm talking about.
And
He's
how
fine.
did that happen? And he is okay.
Yeah, he's okay. He reared up, and he's such a big horse that with the weight on his back, he tipped over and threw the jockey. And when he got up, he looked like one of his back legs was a little limping on it, like it had gotten a bit sore and tipping over, and they weren't going to take any chances. With the new HISA rules, they just said,
Yeah.
no way. You
I
know,
tell you what, lucky the jockey didn't get hurt on that one.
Right.
Absolutely, that he didn't fall on the jockey.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was lucky that he was able to be thrown or jumped clear enough. Probably his feet weren't quite in the stirrups yet when the horse reared.
Well, he is an experienced jockey, so he
You're
probably
right.
knows how to bail when he has to bail.
And then the other wild thing is that the first and second place horses were the jockeys are brothers.
Right.
Yeah.
Jose and Irad. And Irad was on the favorite. They expected him to win.
Yeah, they wrote all kinds of stories up about how this would be his first win. And it was his brother that got it.
His first Derby win. And he's been winning all season so far. Really.
Now, how many of those horses were actually sired by the same one?
There were 4 sired by Into Mischief, and one of the others was sired by Into Mischief's son. So,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great line of horses. Into Mischief, and he was such a poor runner in his time. He made his initial stud fee was 12,000. It's now up to 250,000.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. Well, I keep right here handy. I got it out yesterday and I forgot to show you. This is the greatest horse ever. Man of War. That's Man of War.
The greatest horse ever is Secretariat Big Red.
I know. But when I was a kid, before Secretariat, I read the book about Man of War, and I went to the farm where they have a wonderful statue to Man of War there, and I became fascinated with Man of War. And then when Secretariat came along and stole his thunder, I've just never accepted that.
Yeah, all 20 horses that were originally entered for the Derby have Secretariat in their genealogy.
Is that right?
Yeah.
If you want to watch, it's not really it is crime, but it's on Netflix. It's called Untold Story, and it's the story of Hawthorne Hill. And it's all about horse races and this ex-Olympian that got all up in arms about somebody using his horse for pictures. And then it's crazy. I watched it. I didn't know half of the things they were talking about because I'm not a horse person. So... But I knew Jamie would like it just because it's horses, and they literally talk about all the races and all the different showings and stuff like that for horses. So,
you know what? My parents literally carried me to my first racetrack.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, and I told them what to bet until I was old enough to bet. So my best bet ever was begging for them to put money on Dotted Swiss because that was going to be a prom dress.
See, my mom's allergic to horses, and I'm pretty sure I am too. I've only gone horseback riding once, and then that was when I was younger. Yeah, she's allergic.
What happens?
She goes into anaphylactic shock.
Really?
Yeah, she has to have an EpiPen.
Wow.
She goes into major asthma attack kind of thing, and it's the hay, it's the horses, it's any kind of farm animal really. So that's why I wanted to live on a farm for a long time, is to keep my mom away. That's why I ask my husband, if we can get a cat every so often, because she's allergic to cats too.
Well, back to a human horse race. We got the latest on there's the latest numbers on the Trump's numbers on the war. New York Times this morning. No, this is Pew. This morning.
How many approve?
62% disapprove of the war and 36% disapprove.
Haven't you heard?
So basically, that's his base. the 36%.
Yeah, that's about the only people who would support it. You're right. Yeah.
Haven't you heard? He doesn't need congressional approval because we've won the war.
Yeah.
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 That's it.
I mean, how long have we been in this war? 2 months? It's what, we 2 months into this war? I think. Or is that, I mean,
it's been at least 6 weeks.
I mean, this is a pretty young war to already be 60-40 against. You know, I mean, usually it takes longer.
Usually the way it goes for when our world is, when you first start talking about it, you have more people disapprove than approve. And then as they talk up the war talk, that goes down to where it's pretty well equal. And then once you get in the war, usually the approval rate goes up. And
oh, hey, Winter here. Everything I know about horses that my dad has been the sound technician for our, I can't get small town horse race. Oh.
You know, I'm talking about horse racing. I love to go to the horse racing, not so much. I didn't bet much, but it's really fun to go right down. If you go to a small track, you can get down by the rail where they come across the finish line, and it's just like thunder down there.
Yeah, that's why we go to Emerald Downs a couple of times a year here, our local track.
Yeah.
Hey, I pulled something for you, Winter. I was saving for you when you got here. Let me get that music down. It's this is they were in was it Ramstein in where the base is? Anyway, this is the DW. This is Ramstein. This is the DW German public television here interviewing people about us pulling troops out. Is that volume up? Nope. Here it goes. Let me get the volume up.
Finanziell davon und ich denke, das würde einen großen Schaden.
I think it would cause a great deal of damage.
Die Amerikaner waren immer nicht nur Teil der Gesellschaft. Einige haben ja auch wirklich ganz normal unter uns gelebt, jetzt nicht alle abgeschlossen, sondern sie haben Arbeitsplätze geboten, sie haben Häuser gemietet, Wohnungen gemietet. Ich weiß von meiner Familie, dass dadurch auch viele Menschen einfach ihr Haus abbezahlen konnten.
Also es ist Kaufkraftverlust natürlich. Hat allerdings auch Vorteile.
Yeah, then they also interviewed the mayor over here.
I cannot leave Ramstein tomorrow. This is impossible.
This is the mayor here.
And if you see this big facility of 15 square kilometers, based directly in Rheinland-Pfalz. It's the global gateway for the American military and also everything what's going on Europe, America, Africa is turning over Ramstein, and I think it's impossible to close Ramstein from one to the other day. It could be that they make it smaller. It could be that the NATO partnership between the United States and the NATO will be cancelled in a few years. Nobody knows. Nobody knows the decisions what the president of the United States thinks about it, and but we will see. And we don't have any fear. I cannot.
He makes the point I've been hearing others make is that our troops aren't there to protect Germany. You know, I mean, all of them. We've got it's a base of operations. It's like the headquarters for all our operations throughout, all the way down to the Middle East. So I mean, it's actually hurting our own, especially Trump's war in Iran. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, that was when we invaded Afghanistan, you know, after 9/11, they pulled the troops from Germany are the ones that went in.
Yep.
Because my brother-in-law at the time, he was a weekend warrior, and he went over to take the place of the troops. He went over to Germany to take the place of troops that had been used for the invasion.
Huh.
to keep his job was to keep the whatever base he was on running,
Yeah.
because the regular people that did it had been moved on into Iraq, or not Iraq, but at that time it was Afghanistan.
Yeah, it really, it's just, you're right, I agree. It's just like just like they said about Trump, all roads lead to Putin. Isn't that what Pelosi said one time in the meeting? Everything leads to Putin.
Everything.
I mean, this is just wonderful news for Putin, what he's doing. And
yeah.
Well, here's the most essential thing I put up about Ramstein. You pull them out of there, and where do injured soldiers go?
Exactly. That's where my really good friend from high school went after he was, that's where he was diagnosed with a heart defect, and he died shortly after.
Yeah.
But if we're in a war and that's the golden hour, that's the place where to go to save their lives.
Right. But now that's going to be gone. So basically, sorry if I'm getting too extreme with my opinion, but basically that's Trump basically saying that they can die.
Yeah, it's perfectly okay. Let them die.
Yep.
Well, it's just the basic fact of the way the Trump administration works. They don't think these things through.
That's it. That's the key. Yeah. He's just mad because that guy, said the German chancellor said that we've been humiliated by Iran. He just got mad, and this is his reaction,
Well,
yeah. I also think the 90-minute call has something to do with it too.
When he said to reduce the force, the planners looked and said, well, what can we absolutely do without? And that was it.
Uh-huh.
They said, okay, we can cut back on this, but we can't. It'd be real risky, but the orders are orders.
Here's the other poll that got my attention. This is from the CNN polls. This is the average of all polls. I mean, there you just get a visual look at where he started in this term and where he is now. Looks like the jaws of an alligator. It does, doesn't it? Looks like an alligator. Alligator. Just chomping him alive.
Well, my favorite chart today was one that charted different income levels over the amount of time fathers spent with their kids.
Oh, interesting.
And the lower educated people are spending less time with their kids, and the more educated people, fathers, are spending more time with their kids.
Huh? Because they don't have to work, or
I don't know. It might very well be
jobs.
What my sister laughed about. None of her kids seem to be in a traditional, leave it to beaver marriage, and that all the women were working and the men were doing the daycare.
Well, I'll tell you what, Winter, you can do without U.S. American football. You can welcome that. You don't need that. You don't need our stupid football. I know a lot of, speaking of parents, I mean, a lot of parents are not letting their kids, play football. A physical therapist at the gym told me that he doesn't let his kids play football. I mean, the worst thing I ever did as a kid was play football. I wrecked my knees, and they still hurt.
Well, that's what caused my sister to work at Walmart.
Oh,
her boy got hurt a little, in grade school, got hurt playing football, and she was working, making pretty good money as a waitress, but no insurance. Walmart had insurance.
Oh,
and she said, "Well,
grade school. That's when I started. The Pop Warner League. I started the Pop, and I think that was grade school, and that is too young for kids to be playing football.
We have flag football. They do flag football for young kids.
Yeah, a little better. They don't,
but at least with our district, they try to push them more towards soccer.
Yeah.
When they're young like that. And then if they want to go into football, they have football camp and stuff like that in junior high and in middle school and stuff like that to see if there's kids that are interested. Our high school has produced 2 Super Bowl winners, so it's a big deal. So football and hockey are huge here. And Liam has no interest, which I'm grateful for. He just wants to play on video games and stuff like that. So I'm hoping going into middle school, they have kind of like an esports thing that he can get into.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's very computer literate. Like, this boy can do things to my computer that I've never learned myself.
Well, he could have helped out this morning with trail mix.
He probably could have fixed it within 5 seconds.
Yeah, I woke up this morning. Good old Pat D. I love Pat D. I woke up this morning. First thing I saw when I turned on my computer was Pat D. The site's down. The site's down. I mean, she was up at, as usual at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I got up early too. I got up like 6, but she'd already, half hour before flagged it. So I
missed her cartoons.
She gets up early.
She sure does. Yeah. Well, I actually, when I schedule a post for in the mornings, I used to schedule them for 6 a.m. But if I don't, but then I discovered that a lot of times she would post before, so I have to schedule mine for 5 a.m. so she knows I've got one there. But she's fantastic. She's fantastic. She kept Trail Mix going during that period when I was in Florida and having to make over my parents' house in order to sell it. And I was just overwhelmed with, and she kept Trail Mix going during that whole period.
Well, she makes it easier for you right now.
Right.
She does a lot. I feel like I should do more, but I don't get around to it.
Well, God, no, you do the. What are you talking about? You do the Sunday serendipity.
Well, yeah, I took over the Virginal one day anyway.
Now, looky here. I'm looking at Maine Senate race money on CNN in Maine, and man, that Plattner, I tell you what, he has raised $12 million, and Susan Collins has raised 10.5. He's actually raised more money than, not only is he a renegade outsider, he's got more money. He's got
enough money. Doesn't he have enough money to buy everybody in Maine a beer?
I would think, yeah.
Walls was just there. He went to go and endorse him and help him. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is the inside baseball on that one is really pretty fascinating. This was a big hit on Schumer, because Schumer had recruited the governor, Janet Mills, to run there, and then Plattner's been saying all along that if he gets elected, he is not voting for Schumer for leader, and so this was kind of a ding on Schumer. Janet Mills, the governor, pulling out of the race.
Well, that doesn't hurt him in Maine, I doubt.
Schumer needs to be out to begin with. It's time to retire, dude.
He's done his thing.
He has.
I suspect New York City and Maine is more of a joke there than it is out this part of the country. And it's a pretty bad joke around here.
Yeah. Well, Schumer's superpower is there's good and bad about it because it led to corporate Democrats. But
from Saturday night,
he controlled or could direct the Wall Street money to Democrats to win Senate races, and I mean, I know candidates that, you know, when Schumer would anoint you, you know, within a week, you had $1 million from Wall Street donors. You know, I mean, he just would pick up the phone and tell his Wall Street donors, "Okay, I picked this guy, give him the money," and it made the difference. Oh, shit. I mean, he won Senate, he won majorities, Democrat majorities for the Senate, doing that for a long time. But I think he's run his course.
I don't know. I just always got tired of him every time Nancy Pelosi was doing something. I don't know whether she politely invited him to it or not, or whether he just showed up. But she would do a news conference, and there was Chuck trying to elbow her out of the picture so he could get his face in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Trump has already rejected the offer from Iran on the war that we're not fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. Truth only. Truth only.
Winnie.
Oh, there's Winnie. Maybe Winnie will get Dexter going.
Winnie.
I want Winnie and Dexter to have a chat.
You got somebody at the front door?
Truth only. Yes, nowadays it seems the crazier one is, the better.
I get her quiet and then she starts up again.
When it came out, he had a Nazi tattoo. He got now that you know, we went all through that Nazi tattoo business a while ago.
It wasn't a swastika. It was the quote unquote death skull that nobody knew was called the death skull until people started saying it was the death skull, and he got it covered up.
Yeah. So
like he didn't even know it was a Nazi thing.
With the troops.
Truth only. Where are you? I forget. Did you tell me before? I don't know. And
you know, you've got a very loud bark today.
I like dogs barking. Yeah,
She's going to be 15 in less than 27 days. And this girl, I don't get her.
Now, so Dexter doesn't hear Winnie, Jack. So
if he does, he's totally ignoring it. He's over there curled up in the front. I've got a table across. We got a big bay window there in front. I got a table across there with one of his beds on it, and he just goes over there and watches what goes on, and he's curled up asleep right now. And as far as squirrels go, he just totally ignores them. He runs out in the backyard, and there may be 8 or 10 squirrels running around back there, and he doesn't even see any of them. And now let a cat walk across the front yard, and he starts barking and telling them that this is his territory.
Yeah.
She's barking at a package on my front porch is what she's barking at, because it's blocking her view out the door.
You know it's there.
Well, then you can't have that.
Well, just letting you know that you had a delivery, huh?
Yes. Oh. You haven't done it in forever, and now you're doing it.
Brewster, like the mailman and stuff. When we lived in Kansas City, we had a mail lady, and she gave dogs treats.
Mm-hmm.
And he got to where he really likes mail people, and he knows them even if it's not here with the regular delivery. I was at the vet's office, and the mailman came in, and boy, he just goes, "Look, it's a mailman."
That's my puppy. That's Winnie.
There's Winnie. Winnie all decked out in sunglasses and
her life jacket to go to the lake.
I've often wondered what dogs think. It's like, I was thinking dogs said, I'm not human. It's kind of like when my AI Silas every now and then has to say, I'm not human.
when she was a puppy and we were walking down to my parents', I don't remember which boat it was, but we were walking down the dock. She lost her footing and she fell off, and she was so scared. So that's why we got her the life jacket. And the doggles came with it, so it was fine.
No, Truth only is an independent. You're an independent, Truth. Independent. Now, but see, I don't believe anybody's independent. I believe what I like to say, the word I like to use is unaffiliated, because there are very few people who don't lean one way or another, So when I see polls where they say independents, I don't like
Republican if there was a sane Republican to vote for.
Yeah.
Like if it was Adam Kissinger, I would vote for him.
Hell, by today's standard, Barry Goldwater would be sane. I'd vote for Barry Goldwater.
Thomas Massey, even. Well, actually, Massey's kind of waving on stuff, but
so Truth only. Do you lean? Are you a leaner, Truth only? Because I don't think anybody's truly independent.
Yeah,
everybody's
Goldwater was actually more libertarian. He had that Western state independence.
Yeah, he was against government. He was a true conservative, small government conservative. The old
right.
Well, and
that's why he was for abortion rights and gay rights.
I was going to say he was not a religious conservative,
right,
or traditional. I don't like using conservative with the religious thing. It's more they're traditionalist.
You're right.
They just don't. They want things to stay the way they did. And we have
stay out of my life.
Yeah.
Now, what was that Walt's line? What was Governor Waltz's line about leave us alone or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind your own damn business.
Mind your own damn business. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I mean that is Heartland speech right there.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit. He's from Nebraska, and that kind of shows a little bit of the Western philosophy.
I saw today a story. I was looking at some local coverage of gas prices around the country, and there was a Nebraska paper that said their average price has gone up $1 in a week. The gas price has gone up $1 per gallon in a week. And the article I was reading said that was the highest increase in Nebraska in recorded history. the fastest increase in recorded history in gas price. And that's probably true a lot of places.
I think we're starting to see the problem. We're starting to get affected here in our world by the closing of the Hormuz Straits, and that they are now diverting all of our crude oil down to Texas to load on ships. And we're getting closer to paying world market prices.
Yeah, we're now up to 576, and that's 40 cents higher than just a month ago.
Let me see.
Well, Winter, that's very insightful. I hadn't thought about that the mailmen have the smell of other dogs on them.
Could be.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Yay, Eggery, you're with me.
Yay.
Yeah, I literally, and it would have to be if the Democratic candidate was just shit. I'm just being honest. It's 388 where I'm at.
Well, I have a little trouble with Liz Cheney.
Yeah, I do too.
She's a neocon, and she's one of those, she never saw war she didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And I think we need to be a little bit more careful about the wars we get into.
You think? Yeah. I mean, good Lord. I just can't believe we're doing, we never learn these lessons. I mean, we just go back. And then we hear all the same arguments. Once we get into a fix, well, we gotta, what is the phrase I keep hearing? Drives me crazy. They say, we got to finish it. Got to finish it.
Yeah, it's the Lyndon Johnson syndrome.
I mean, that's exactly what Lyndon Johnson got dragged into, because we got to finish it.
politically could not get out of the war. And I think
Yeah.
Barack Obama found he had the same problem.
He kind of did.
He could not withdraw without taking
I mean,
a
what,
political hit.
Other than this blockade thing, one thing I will give, I don't know if I give him credit, but anyway, one difference with Trump here recently is compared to some of these previous presidents, he did back off. He did a couple of weeks of bombing, and he did back up. Now he put that blockade in, but he hasn't automatically pulled the escalation trigger like past presidents have done in similar situations.
The problem with Trump is he has not used his soft power very effectively.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And
today is exactly 6 months to the midterm election. Today is May 3rd, and the midterm election is November 3rd. And we are now at 6 months to go. And I find 6 months, 6 months is kind of when we're gradually moving into where major events and current events, things like gas prices and wars and stuff, we're now close enough to election day that public amnesia doesn't set in. I mean, they might remember. We're starting to get to the point where people might remember what's going on election day. Not entirely, but it's to some extent anyway.
Yeah. I hate to tell Greg Watkins this, but Obama and Biden aren't even in the running for the worst presidents of the 21st century.
Yeah.
Are you responding to somebody here? Greg. Oh, I missed you there, Greg. Greg Watkins. Hello, Greg Watkins. You look like you got a case of Obama and Biden derangement syndrome. Better be careful. Better be careful.
Well,
Obama Biden derangement syndrome.
There are. I would like to see. I like to see some intelligent supporters for the Republicans, and it just seems like they do the straw man stuff. And I blame Rush Limbaugh on this because he always liked to do the straw man. Put something in your opponent's mouth and then beat on him for a while.
Yeah. Winter's saying that's what Merz, the German chancellor, said to the high schoolers. If you go in, you have to pull out too, and they have no strategy for that. Yeah, you're right. That's what he was. That was the point that he was making. We didn't have an exit strategy.
You can also be too cautious on some of this. Especially, we do have power, military power, but you've got to figure out what your goals are and how to get there.
Now, I'm not following your point here, Greg. If you ain't black, if you don't vote for me, remember those words. He's talking about back when Biden did that Charlemagne the God interview and said that blacks would be dumb not to vote for him. Well, why wouldn't they? Why would they vote for Republicans?
Well,
right now they're trying to.
Here's the problem, Greg, and this is what always drives me nuts about Republicans, is they could actually get about 30% of the black vote.
Yeah.
If they would just quit, just get rid of the racist. But you can't get rid of the racist because you go hugging them all the time.
Right. And white Christian nationalists are taking over things.
I mean, there was a period in the Reagan years when Jack Kemp had some influence on the Reagan administration. And then later on when he was running for Dole, where he was trying to talk about some conservative economic proposals, programs. They called them enterprise zones. Remember those? And they had some interesting ideas where you would apply good old old-fashioned capitalism in black neighborhoods and try to build them up. And man, that got nowhere. I mean, the racists in the Republican Party just drove them down. I mean, and they were making an effort, but that didn't last long. What else is?
Sorry, didn't want you hearing my husband yelling about making eggs and pancakes.
Oh, I'll take some. Greg, Democrats wouldn't be in power if it weren't for voter fraud. Well, how do you know that? What are you talking about?
Well, and that's a real insult to all these people that go out there and work the polls.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely, when you walk into a polling place, you've got Democrats, you've got Republicans, and they're all your neighbors, and you're insulting your neighbors.
They're all there to do a job.
You probably don't even go and vote anyway, so what difference does it make? You don't know them.
My mom was a voting judge for a couple of years, and she said there was only one time did they ever turn someone away.
Every day.
And it was, never mind.
No.
She said the only time they ever turned anyone away was when it was somebody that was a representative from the large nursing home that they have. And they brought in 2 ballots because you can be designated as a representative for the people in the nursing home, right? And so she brought in 2 slips of paper with the people's names and stuff on it and their ballots, and they would only allow her to represent 8 people. So she had to be turned away and get another person licensed to do it.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Well, that used to be. I kind of use that as a derogatory. The early vote. I call it the nursing home vote.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have 3 votes in all elections. My son and grandson just hand me their ballots and say, "Here, you do it."
Oh. I just tell my husband, vote anything with a D after it. Anyone with a D or the Farmer Labor Party.
I think, and he says, "Yes, dear."
Yes, he does.
There's
a reason that my mother-in-law says he's whipped.
The beauty of the American system is nobody knows how you vote.
There's a reason that my mother-in-law.
Oh, we got Dexter in the house.
There's Dexter.
Hello.
Hello, Dexter.
Hello, Craig.
I'm just trying to. I was just putting your man on here. That's
to be fair. The first time he voted for Jesse Ventura for governor because that was the only name he knew. So that's why I have to protect him.
Here's your man. Here's your candidate for president.
You got today?
He's on Bill Maher here. Bill Maher talks about the midterm elections, and they have a pretty funny conversation here, I thought.
Well, I mean, I do think the midterms are going to be a blowout. I think the Democrats are going to just clean up. I mean, I guess the question is, how do you think they're going to blow it?
Well,
no, I don't think they can blow it. I'm not worried about that.
But my point is, what does that mean? Right? I mean, listen, I think it's very important that the Democrats can win Congress. But what then are we going to do? Because we have to be very clear, and I take this from a very personal perspective where, I mean, I don't come from a political family. I come from a family, frankly, who's used to suffering the consequences of policies and not used to making them. And when you ask many members of my family about bad policies that we've had to deal with my entire life, they couldn't tell you if a Democrat was the author or a Republican was the author. They just know it was just a stupid policy. And so I just think that we need to make sure that we have to be able to control what in many ways is just a completely lawless federal administration right now. However, our job just can't be to now we can push back. We've actually got to figure out what does push forward actually look like.
I agree with him.
Democrats are going to win the midterm, so how are they going to blow it? How do they blow it this time?
Oh, play Newsom. Play the Newsom thing.
Well, I've got the clip I got of Newsom from that. I got focused on. I liked how he is. I'm watching Newsom. Newsom, he went dark for a while. Now he's come back, and I'm interested in seeing what he's messaging, because a disciplined candidate in campaign like that, I like to watch their strategy. And he has a this comeback that he's just made. He's focusing on corruption, which I really like. Listen to this.
It's a corruption story, the Trump administration. You reference it obliquely in the opening monologue, but let's get serious. He's got 8 or 9 countries. He's done major golf course or development deals. It's meme coins and stable coins. It's a crypto. It's World Liberty Financial. It's getting, a piece of the peace. This peace board is about getting a piece for Witkoff and for Kushner. You see Donald Trump Jr. in the drone companies, in the mineral companies. You're seeing the kind of corruption. It's not, it's not $60 Bibles. It's not sneakers. It's not $100,000 watches. It's the greatest grift we've ever seen in our lifetime. And that also needs to be called out. We can't allow any of this to be normalized.
Mm-hmm. Trump crime family.
Yeah. I really think that has to be a big part of the midterm messaging is the corruption, but you got to work at it. The thing is, the gas prices and the war and that kind of stuff, they all kind of almost take care of themselves. The corruption angle, you got to work a little harder. But here's my themes. 6 months out, you start defining the agenda for your campaign. Here's mine. That's the themes. The 3 C's: cost of living, chaos, and corruption. I think that's how I'm going to run my midterm campaign.
Yeah,
cost, chaos, and corruption.
As long as we don't have too many of the left wingers chaining themselves to fence posts, then the chaos becomes a Democratic problem.
Hey, it's getting late here in the show. I just want to detour for a second.
Oh, please.
I watched it yesterday. I didn't join in the thing. I was busy, but anyway, I'm a voter in the international election of the United Auto Workers. I'm a retired officer in my local, and I voted for Shawn Fain. There's factions when they have these elections. They have usually 4 factions, and I read all about them, and I read all I can, and I thought, well, Shawn Fain's the guy. He's from Kokomo, Indiana, which is a devastated town. The local factories there, the big factories, all closed down, and he's a warrior, and I think he's really the only thing he did support Trump the first round of tariffs because he thought that would help his workers. That's the only thing he's ever done negatively ever since he's taken that. But he's my man.
Oh, I love that guy. I really like that guy, and in fact, the thing is, he's got some interesting. I was talking about yesterday. He's got an interesting strategy going on for long range. Is he's getting UAW to do it, and he's working on other unions to do it to end their contracts on May Day in 2028, so that they can have a big general strike that's legal. Right. And it's an interesting strategy. It's very long range planning that he's doing there.
This is the first time I remember them actually making something out of May Day. For years they didn't do it. They just called it Law Day. They'd send a lawyer to the schools and talk to the kids about how great lawyers are. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. But they never realized the importance and remembering the Haymarket Square in Chicago or anything like that, or Big Bill Haywood. He was never in the history books, but we know.
Yeah, but here he is. He was doing an interview yesterday that I clipped. I like this right here. Let's see if I got it on here. I got to get it on the stage. Where'd I put you, Shawn? Where'd you go, Shawn? He's on here somewhere. I just put him up. There he is.
There's no corruption in Minnesota, Greg.
Inclusion. That's why you can't get a job. And if that don't work, it's because of immigration. It's some destitute.
I just love how he just nails
diversity, equity, inclusion. That's why you can't get a job. And if that don't work, it's because of immigration. It's some destitute poverty-stricken human being crossing a border is taking your job. They're not taking our jobs. The labor movement, to me, really exploded out of the Great Depression, out of the worst of times when people were left behind. And you look at where we are today. Wealth inequality is worse now than it was then. You know, workers can't afford to live, and people, it's not because they're not working. The people are working their butts off, and they can't afford to pay the rent. And so, you know, we're at that moment again. We have the power. I mean, the only thing we have to negate all the wealth in the world is our labor, is workers shutting things down. Without our labor, nothing moves. You know, every time workers stand up and fight, you know, the media and the rich want to call it class war. We're claiming class war. Well, class war's been going on for our entire lives. The rich keep taking more and more, and workers are pinched more and more. When they drive a race to the bottom, they pay poverty wages, they exploit the environment, they do everything they can. And it's so the few at the top can take all the profits. We're at a point now, I mean, even in UAW, the top 25 companies we represent, $563 billion in profit in the last 10 years. They paid out 94% of that, or $530 billion in dividends and buybacks. I mean, that is everything that's wrong with this country. I mean, and then they want to say there's nothing for you. When it's time to bargain with workers, when it's time to take care of workers, you know, there's always money for CEO bonuses, there's always money for shareholders, but there's never nothing there for the workers, you know, and so workers are fed up. Look at COVID, what happened during such a horrible situation, the pandemic. Fast food workers, they stayed home. They said, the hell with this, I'm not going to risk my life for $12 an hour. They stayed home.
Damn straight.
And we saw what McDonald's and Burger King and companies like that did. They started paying $20, $25 an hour because they needed workers. That is the greatest lesson in the power that we have as working class people. How we've got to this point is the rich keeps dividing us. They want to blame. Yep. They want to tell you your life sucks because of diversity, equity, inclusion. That's why you can't get a job. And if that don't work, it's because of immigration. It's some destitute, poverty-stricken human being crossing a border is taking your job. They're not taking our jobs. If that don't work, they want to talk about what restroom somebody uses or who somebody loves. They do all those things because they want us divided. They want us pointing fingers at each other while they continue to take all the wealth. That's what.
I love clipping that guy whenever I get him.
There's a South Park episode that makes fun of the whole "they took our jobs" thing, and I'm trying to find it because Jeremy and I do that back and forth all the time. So
every time I see him interviewed, I start clipping. I think, okay, I want this one too. Oh, I like this one too. he just keeps when that guy starts riffing, he's the best in the business.
I want to answer Winterling's question on how election helpers are found. From my experience, my name was put in the hat by my local Democratic leader for the Democratic side. And I assume the Republicans did the same, but the county clerk is the one who picked me and told me where to go work, and they paid me. And the government pays them, but I think they hire mostly, sometimes in some of these districts, they hire anybody they can get in there because they can't get anybody to work much. But in other districts, they do it by the political party. And we basically have two political parties, the Democrats or the Republicans. Anybody want to add anything to that?
They pay $15 an hour.
I appreciate Greg Watkins. I appreciate Greg Watkins appreciating us. I do like this site, but it doesn't hurt to know what the other side thinks. I appreciate the content, even though I'm a conservative. Well, you know, I worry about like election workers just not wanting to expose themselves to the kind of abuse that they're getting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's so nonsense. Yeah. Some of them have been working in a lot of places, it's volunteer for years, just because they consider it their duty to run an honest election and getting threatened for your life.
It's not like you make any great money.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
And it's
because winter's asking about
a long day.
Stay late.
It's like you get about as much as you get for jury duty, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it may be jury duty, but not by much.
Yeah.
Which was one of the lines on my 1040 was you're supposed to list your money from jury duty. And I'm going, they shouldn't even put that line on there.
Well, in early voting, you have a friend in Columbus, and he said that the people he served exactly 100 people at his desk there. And he said it was 51% Republican, 49 Democrat in a deep red part of Columbus. So
wow.
That was good, I thought.
Yeah.
Early voting.
Winterland says they get paid 20 euros a day.
He gets 15 an hour. That's not too bad. My buddy gets 15 an hour.
Well, here's your Sunday serendipity for today. I was going to play it at the end here, Jack, in case the copyright police make me delete it from YouTube. But
it's a fun. So what is this? A harpsichord.
Yeah, harpsichord.
Well, it's a harpsichord. It's a concerto with the harpsichord as the solo instrument, and the guy that plays it really. I thought one of the better ones I found playing the harpsichord.
Yeah.
Well, happy Journalism Freedom Day.
Oh, he'll go a bit here with the strings, and then the guy conducting is the harpsichord player, and pretty soon he'll sit down and start playing the harpsichord.
Oh, very cool. Oh, yeah. Well, everybody that came in today, we're over on trailmix.cc. We had some glitches this morning, but we're back on. So you can go over there. And if you want to know when we're on live, you want to get a link, you want to get an email with a link, direct link to us, you can do that right here with this here. Go to that. So we'll was this Haydn? Was this Haydn, the composer? Jack?
Yeah, it was Haydn.
Yeah.
He was I guess not quite. He was a little older than Mozart, but he's basically in that world.
Oh, all right. We'll play a couple of minutes of this to wander off on our Sunday and
play Handmer. Yeah, probably not.
We'll be back tomorrow, and we're over on Trail Mix. So sign up for that alert. Sign up for alert so you get the email and click right into us whenever we go live. Good talking to everybody.
Bye-bye.
So long.
Oh,
get the volume up.
Happy trails.
Yeah. Oh, here's the harpsichord. And that's actually the conductor sitting down to play the harpsichord. Is that what's going on?
Tickling those iris.
Yeah. Now, is that actually a harpsichord or is that a real piano? Do I just not know the difference? I don't know the difference.
Splendid.